All right. Get this thing into focus here. Here we go. First your money, second your close, right? Thursday morning, let's add Tim in here. Where's Tim? There's Tim. Let's get him in here. Do a little invite on the main screen there. Got our P&L up and ready to go. We've got our book maps here. We're scabbing off of Alex until I decide to pull the trigger. Try to pull the trigger. Well, Tim says he's looking to buy Google today. Let's see what he says when he gets on there. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Tim. Just don't know. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I'm going to share this with Tim today. There we go. Right there. Still wants me to connect. What's the deal here? There we go. Move this one right over there. Be able to see Tim there on the side if he decides to join. Put a like on Alex's bookmarks. Kind of in no man's land. Good news this morning. GDP 3.8. Durable goods 1.9. They're expecting a -5. Unemployment stuff's pretty decent. Probably already baked in because they have these little waves down here on this 15-minute chart. Like we're waving down. Not sure what to do here at the open. 12 more minutes. I like those. I was hoping we kind of come flat into the open and I could straddle on both sides. Take a quick scalp. Going to be trading 10 NQs until we make our $500, and then we'll trade 5 and try to get to $1,000. $2,000 day yesterday. Made about $1,350 after 2 losses and commission. And so let's just see here. Let's trade this NASDAQ today. Looking for a little opening range. Look like we're selling off right now. Let's see here. Somebody's wanting to come in. No, I am presenting that screen right there. So that's cool. No problem. I don't think I need to look at the book map. I think I'm going to anchor the book map over here. And I'm going to anchor the speech over there. And then I got him right there. So now we should be okay. And then I think what I'll do is make this full screen. And all I have to do is just pop in there to show you guys the P&L. Okay, so there we are. There's my Trade P&L. I'm trading with my, of course, with Trading View. But I use TraderVate because I got my money at Ninja Trader, same people. And that's how I can just watch my P&L easily just for filming. Someone wants to join. Let's see who wants to join here. What up? What up? What up? Time to trade, huh? Doing good, man. It says time to trade, right? Let's do it. We are recording, just putting the show together. I don't know about this open here. Let's see here. I think I'm going to straddle it with 10 here in a minute. Let's just see what she does here over the next few minutes. Let's drop it down to a 1. Kind of getting a little flat entry. Ripping here, right up, getting close. 10 minutes to go. People want to push it up, don't they? They want to push it up.
So they can push it down.
That's right.
Push it. That's on.
We lost the VWAP there. Yeah, we lost the VWAP there a little bit ago. So, we got selling pressure here. She's been waving down since about, 3:30 in the morning and waving down. See, I don't like that 10 minutes before. So now we got to get 5 sideways candles, 2 whippy for me to just decide which way I want to go. Little whippy. Going to be doing 10 NQs today. 10 NQs. Got the P&Ls up, ready to go. You can't see that. Why is it not showing on your screen? Oh, because it's not entire screen. That's right. But mine is showing on my recording. Oh, that's weird. I don't know how to fix that. I'll just screenshot you.
What's that?
So, yeah, I can't share. When I drag my TraderVate over to this screen, it doesn't show. That's all right. It's no big deal.
So what's your play for today? You just straddle because you don't really know what to do.
Well, I'm just going to wait for the setups. You know, it's all the normal stuff. We're at the top of the channel. You know, I'm looking at all the normal stuff, RSI, the histogram, the channel, and then VWAP. And then just reading candles and my moving averages. So let's just see what happens here.
So yesterday, Google and Apple were the biggest 14 down day, although it wasn't very much down compared to you know, actual crash.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a down day today as well. But what I'm worried about is filling this gap. You know, we're going to gap down here at the open. So I'm looking for that gap fill play. We closed yesterday at like in that 745 level, and we're going to open up a couple of 100 points below that. So we're going to, looks like we're going to open, it's going to be around 584. So we got a pretty good gap. Let me just go ahead and mark that gap so we know where that rascal is. Yesterday's close is about right there. All right, so that's the gap to yesterday's close that usually will fill. If you're a gap fill player, that's the red line represents that gap. Let's just wait and see what the volume does. That's all we can do is watch our trading view. See what the volume does there, and then go from there.
Good. Okay. I'm just doing my pilot checklist right now to make sure I'm all up and going.
Good deal. All right.
We need licenses.
About 6 minutes to open here. Can fast forward if you want to. I'm thinking I'm going to straddle this thing. I'm starting to feel good here. Getting a little bit of sideways. Getting a little few candles here sideways at the top of this channel. Let's wait till we get about 1 minute out with the side. See if we get any whipsaws between now and then. Don't want to really enter a position 6 minutes before the big volume comes. I want to be in that big volume squirt. Take it for a little ride. Working out real well this week. All right. All right, look at that volume coming in already. From less than 1 million to over 7 million, and just like that. But no movement on the candles. Look at that. No real movement on the candles. They equalized each other. It was an equalized move. Still is. Equalized move. We're looking for the imbalances. Looking for the imbalances. More advancers or more decliners. We're going to jump on that train. As long as we got everything else going with us. Putting a little 1 minute doji. Let's take a peek at the 5 minutes. I like this tight action. I'll take a play over and above this if we don't get any whipsaws between now and about 5 more minutes. 4 minutes and 16 seconds for the opening. Ding, ding, ding. There's some selling right there. Yep, there's some selling. We're going to stay out of the way in this pre-market. Just staying out of the way. See what I mean? It already ran its course. Just put in a little wick.
Everybody on the channel, WD Alex is saying, up, which means I'm contrarian, so we're going to go going down.
Oh, they're all saying up, huh?
Yeah.
Alex's folks saying up.
Yep. 60% up.
I got the chat turned off just to save CPU.
Somebody just wrote, shut Alex, shut up, dude.
Look at this range. This is what you got to worry about. We got a
Need to disconnect that.
18-point range there. That's worth me taking. I'm going to take this opening play. Definitely going to straddle this here. We get a little closer.
So setting up stuff like triggers, or how
I'm going to straddle it. I'm going to put a buy order above these wicks and a sell order below it. And then whichever one triggers, I'm going to see green, take green.
So I manually do my DOM on trade of eight.
Problem is you'll miss the burst. You'll be way late. You could be way late.
Yeah.
You'll be way
So
late.
is it bid? Just mark it bid and ask. But either one. Right?
You know, you buy and sell, buy and sell. That's all you're doing at the market. Buy, sell.
On trade of eight, I mark the bid, and that'll trigger sell, right?
Yeah. So you're not using Trading View to trade them? Oh, because you're trading all of them. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just click it above and then click it below, same way, and it knows which way to go. Yeah. All right. We got 2 minutes here. On the 2 minute, we got 1 minute and 36 seconds. Should get exciting. I'm going to wait till we get down inside of a minute. I don't want to get a big candle just yet. I don't want my order to trigger until we're about a minute from the open. Get that opening break. Got a feeling it's going to go one way or the other. We're going to be ready for it. It's a tight enough range. Anything below 20 points, then you usually get that wick, a little wick of a tail there. Take out a little bit of cash. We'll just see here. See what they're doing. No volume right now. That's interesting. Down about 3 million squared. 3 million squared on the volume.
I see you got a new hat today.
Got a different hat. Let's go ahead.
I have more hair.
Okay, they're in.
Okay, here it comes.
About 36 seconds.
And you're going to wait a minute?
No, I'm in. I got orders up there right now. Waiting for the bell.
580 or what do you have?
Just above the wicks and just below the wicks. Those last candles on the 2. I'm straddling this move, and I'm going to take money on whichever way it goes. 10 seconds to go. Here we go. It's a good part to timestamp this part of the video. Shut up. It's the starting of the session, dude. I don't know why he lets this thing run. It's the open. All right, there you go. Quick $850 right out the gate. My day could be done. Let me show you that real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me, got a good pour. $1,300 after commission, $12.42. My day is over. Time to switch to paper money. That's how you get her done, chat. All I did was straddle. That whenever it's a tight range like that on your 1 minute candles. Let me turn this down. I'll give you guys this play. That's a pretty tight range, right? So you can stop could be like that. You adjust your size based on how much pain level you can take, right? And I did a flat top, flat bottom play. So I put a purchase order above these wicks. So if we got that opening print boost up, I was going to buy and then hit the button on see green, take green. And then I straddled it with one below these 2 boner candles right here. And if it was going to be short, I was going to take a short. So what I did was, as soon as I saw green, I saw it at 850 and I hit flatten, but it kept going. It's one of those rare occasions I got a good fill on that. And so anyway, there you go. Now I'm going to sit on my hands and wait for that 5 minute candle to develop and see what direction we might have. And let's play the ORB 5 minute breakout. And if you guys remember, I'm not actually trying to get into one to have a 100-point move. I want that 5 minute breakout to give me some little momentum plays in there to micro scalp. I just want to make sure I understand the direction. And then once we get in that direction, we'll use all of our other indicators to make a determination of what we're going to do. Let me go here. Let me put the trade evade back up here. That trade there was in that trade for 2 seconds, chat. $1,300 total. 10 contracts, so it's 10 each way. That's 20 total transactions between 2 seconds in the trade. $1,300, $57.60 commission, $1,242.40 on the day. It's right there on your screen. No losers. Now you know how you keep a winning streak like that is you don't trade the rest of the day, right? That's what people would say. Let's send this over to Timbo real quick. Not a bad trade. Would still be going. You know, if you're one of those kinds that would have, you know, if I'd have went one contract or two contracts, would be no reason not to still be in that. This might be a little bear flag on you 1 minute, and then you might even could add right there if you wanted to. That's certainly a viable play. That's just not how I trade. That's not how my back testing, my psychology, and everything. I've developed my own little quirks here to take green a little quicker. So you're getting that reversal candle, you'd probably be taking your profit about right now. Although that's a pretty good gap. It might have to fill that first and then a continuation down. And don't forget, we got that gap way up here above us in the markets right here too. That's the gap between the yesterday's close. It's above the VWAP, so I won't be surprised if we don't go and take that out and then sell off some more. Or I won't be surprised if we run it right at all-time highs. This market's been crazy. That's why you see how I just traded in and out. You know what I mean? I straddled that open play, looking right down the no volume already, and nothing's happening. We had the Bookmaps is drumming the drum, and we had an imbalance on your right here on your volume. So we had a lot more decliners than advancers, and so that's why my straddle of my two orders, my lower one triggered. And when it triggered, I went right over here to my DOM, and I watched it go for a second. I listened for the sounds. As soon as I thought the sounds was slowing a little bit, and you have to be on top of it because we're kind of cheating. I should go ahead and get Bookmap so I don't have this delay, but there's a 3 to 4 second delay from Alex to real time. So if you had the Bookmaps yourself, which I'm sure I'm going to have to get it, but if I can't get the sounds to work, I'm having trouble getting my sounds to work on my own Pine scripting. But anyway. That's how you do it. And right now, this is another flat bottom breakout. The breakout of these kind of wicks would be another play. So it's a nice little flag there and a breakdown. So that's your second play of the day right there, Tim. That little flag I just called. And you would have gotten, let's see here. Did you take it?
Yeah.
All right, you would have gotten that breakdown in the candle. It's over 25 points. That's a good breakdown from that previous candle. Classic bear flag. Here she comes. But it's just a trickler. See, we don't really have a big imbalance. 10 to 8 is okay. I'd rather have it a little bit more and be sustained and coincide with the liquidity sounds. Like right there. That right there, those sounds right there. I think I'm going to cut this video off so you and I can just trade. I'm going to sit on my hands. There's no reason to really force any more trades that I'm going to video. I'd rather just switch over to paper money or something and our work on my website. But let me just, that's how you do it. Okay, folks, that's the video. You saw how I did it. That's one opening play. Certainly you can sit here and grind it out. We can wait for some more setups. I'll wait. Let's wait and get through the 5 minutes. How about this? We'll get through the 5 minute, which we just had the 5 minute right now, and it looks like we're breaking down from that 5. So that is your 5 minute breakdown as well, Tim. So you should be in there short, buddy. It's too late now, but that's what you should have been watching for. 5 minute opening range breakdown. Chart's taking a long time to populate today. It's coming in now. Come on. Give me that opening range. You can see it. I can mark it for you on the chart. Old school, right? There it is right there. And right here, there's your 5 minute opening range. We're oversold. We're badly oversold here, chat. No, this is the same black hat. This is just, I washed it. Had a bunch of salt in it from sweating. Terry washed it for me. My whiff. Better half. Oh yeah, see folks, that if you look in that guide, Was free down below. That 5-minute opening range breakdown. Great trade right there. Perfect. I mean, that's bigger than what I would have had. Look at that, 45 points from the breakdown. She's still going. Not a bad deal, is it? 45 ticks, I mean. 45.75. No, that's how many points it's just dropped right there. 518 to 491. Let's see here. 518 to 488. Yeah, 45 points right there. Not bad. So there you go. You want to know where your trades are? Right there was a trade. Still could be in it. 5-minute opening range breakdown. ORB, the orb play. Now we'll wait for the 15s. And you can play it on every increment. I see people do it on 10s, didn't do it on the 15. And I see people use those other time frames just to confirm that it's a continuation. You also can switch over to your Ashy candles and make sure that you still are seeing no top whips and only bottom whips. That means it's selling off. You probably want to do that on the 1 minute though. Look at that, just a clean sell off on your Ashy candles on the 1 minute. That's a beautiful Ashy sell off right there. Let's see here. If you caught the whole move from the break of that little bear flag, 68 points. So you do the math. I trade 10 and I go down to 5. I'll go down to 1 if we take another trade. I don't give any of this money back. So if you're copy trading like Tim is, you make a trade like that, that's $1,300 times your 5 accounts or 10 accounts or 20 accounts, however many you copy trading. Like Alpine copy trades 50 accounts. He tries to make just three or four few $100 trades a day, but then it's through 50 live accounts. That's why he drives a Porsche and an Aston Martin and all that stuff, right?
I know I waste my money on that stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Well, he has it, a lot of it.
I waste my money on it.
Yeah, well, there's no U-Haul behind a hearse. There's no U-Haul.
Can be buried in your race car. I feel like
That's right. You sure can. I'm going to be brand new driver's suit and a pine box. That's what I'm going off in. And that'll probably be the next time I buy a driving suit. All right, we can get rid of some of these lines. They're not that important now because we're just day trading. I marked it out for funsies earlier. We'll take all these out of there. We got our 15-minute developing. We got about 6 more minutes. We'll have our 15-minute developed here. That green line right here in the regression channel is the top. So I don't think we'll exceed that in the next 6 minutes, and we're still making the bottom. Obviously, we're clearly selling off. Ashy candles look beautiful. I could have stayed in that trade and been in it right now. It's just not how I trade. But I'm not knocking you guys. You guys can say, Jim, why didn't you switch over? Well, when you did an opening range trade, you know I could whipsaw real fast. So as soon as I see some green, I take green for that opening morning play. Sometimes it works. Sometimes I lose a few $100. And then if I lose a few $100 and I wait for the 5-minute candle to set up, I would be in this trade right now based on the 5. It's a beautiful setup. And it's still going. This is still going. This is an awesome trade. And no reason to get out. You switch over to your Ashy candles. Now, if you're sizing up like me, I wouldn't wait this long because I'd be worried about that little quick spike reversal and watch my money go away. So I would still take green. But if you switch over to Ashy and you throw in that a lot smaller lot sizes, like you're just doing 1 or you're doing 2 micros, 3 micros, then you could be waiting on it right now and you'd still be in a great trade. She's selling off beautifully. Just following the 5-period moving average straight down on your 1 minute time frame. That's just an excellent trade. Excellent trade, chat. Look at that, just beautiful. Look at that EMA. You could have taken the break of the EMA here, made yourself a little bit of money, and covered when it came back to EMA. You could have taken the 5-minute break of that previous candle. It was also a bear flag. I mean, it's like 900 different things in there telling you to take this trade for the short. No doubt about it. Came down here, just a very small little pullback right here. Nothing that would have stopped you out. Could have trailed you. Could still be trailing your stop losses on this one. It's a great trade right there. Hope you guys see it. And yes, it is very oversold. And so everyone's thinking it's a bounce. The RSI down there at 22, but when you're selling, the RSI stays down there. You know that it just stays down. You got to use all your other indicators. There's going to be a bounce, but But that bounce may only be back to the 10-period moving average. Just a little one of these, and it continues selling. So looks like we got some profit taking going on this week, and that's good. When they're selling, you get kind of these orderly, a little quicker runs in a shorter period of time going down. Makes for some good trades, some good money. Good money. I want to wait for that 15-minute now and see if the 15-minute people come in.
When I see green, I hit sell.
That's all you got to do, bro. Right now, it's selling good right now. There's no reason not to be in it. There's no reason not to be in it as long as this imbalance is in place. And I don't want a FOMO, fear of missing out, because I already made my nut today. Great little trade, 1242 in the bank. So pushing $3,000 on the last 2 days, that 1900 on Tuesday. I didn't trade Monday because I had business stuff with my wife. So I think I'm up 4,100 or something on the week.
4 to 2. And I'm 4 for 4. This one's definitely.
That's good. Tim's 4 for 4. All right, we got our first little shaded cherry red candle here. So it tried. It flickered for a second. Let's see if this might be a little reversal. We're at the bottom of the channel. A little bit of an overshoot. The channel the channel doesn't lie.
What are you using for? Oh, you got a lighter red on.
Yeah,
for a toga.
Yeah, I got basically 2 different colors of reds and 2 different colors of greens. And then you go in and look at it, it'll tell you when it's starting to get exhausted, it goes to that cherry colored. And when it's real strong still, it stays bright fire engine red, like what's got there right now.
Yeah, it's back to fire engine.
Yeah. Oh, it's selling. It's selling big time. Switch over here, take a peek. Still got more, just slightly more decliners than advancers. That was a nice little push right there, a nice 15-minute push. Bottom of this channel, though, be looking for a reversal. The trend's your friend, though. You look at that channel. That's a pretty steep downward channel. So that's all you got to do is look at that. If you want to know what the trend is today, there it is. So the old timers, I guess like me, would say let's let it pull back and see if we can get back to the top of this channel and then take off. Now we got about a minute to go, 12 seconds. Let's put this 15-minute candle in and see what happens. I will take the 15-minute break of the candle play here. Been straight down though. Look at that. The whole 15 minutes straight down. So now let's see. Are we just going to be? We're going to have 2 ranges here. Once the channel comes back up, we got the opening 15-minute range. Then we got your EMAs. Then you got you look at your adjusted VWAP pulled in there up there, just above your 15-minute range. So let's just see what happens here. See what happens here. Yep, got some buyers coming in. At the bottom of that range, who would have thunk it? A little overshoot there. Let's go back to our ones and see what we got here. What's the 5 look like? Still haven't broke the previous 5's high. This would be a little pullback. We still ain't got to the 5-period moving average. Sure feels like we're going to be continuing down after we get a pullback here. Maybe some profit taking and some covering. A little profit taking, a little covering. Hourly chart here says a story, right? It sold off right into the open, continuing to sell off. So you can see that gap pretty plainly right there. You got a gap to about where it closed right there. So let's see. See what happens here. I know. What's up, buddy? He's hungry, Mama. Oh, did you give me? No. I'll give it to him. Cronus, the schnauzer, just 8. He's got to have his insulin shot. I got a schnauzer, 13. Sharp as a tack, but he's got diabetes.
I just pushed it up.
Yeah, we got really oversold. So, it's due for a bounce back, but the trend is still down. We hadn't changed the trend. What's he doing? You hear him? He's scratching his bed and growling. So we got down there and we set the 15-minute bottom range, right? That's what the red line represents. The green line here is the 15-minute top. So now we're coming off the bottom range, and now we're going to wait and see, do we get a breakout? Which way does it want to break out? Are we going to be range bound, for a while, and maybe later in the day we get a little breakout or something to do? Hard to trade within that 15-minute range unless you follow this book map and you're able to see these graphs for the imbalances. And because then you could be inside the range, and let's say you get 12 million buyers coming in and you only got 5 million sellers. There's nothing wrong with right then jumping on that trade. In fact, people trade just from Bookmap. They don't even use traditional candlesticks. A lot of people trade directly from Bookmap because you can overlay the candles in there if you want to. So I'm experimenting with that as well. So expensive. But I don't have to keep watching this time and refreshing, and 5 seconds behind. I was only in that trade for 2 seconds, and I didn't use book maps for it. But when you're using book maps, if you're trying to just be in a trade for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, micro-scalping, you're 4 or 5 seconds late. So, writings on the wall, I probably need to get book maps if I can't figure out how to get the exact same replica in trading view, which I am working on. We're working on that with AI. So it's just trickling up, crossing past some moving averages. Nothing just nothing looks good to me. I'm not saying that wasn't a great trade to take that flat top right there breakout, but since we're selling off so strong, it would be what everybody's expecting everybody to do. And so I'm not going to touch it right now. But that would have been a good trade, Tim, right there. That's a flat top, the break of those little wicks there. The break of the 3 previous candles, and there she goes. All right, we cross over the 5. Now we're crossing over the 10 EMA. Crossing the 5, crossing the 10 EMA, chat. Let's see if it gets to the top of this regression channel and then makes a turn, or if we're going to go up here and test the 15-minute high, which was at the open. 15-minute high was the open. Don't forget, we got that gap up above us from last night's close, yesterday's close. They might want to run for that, but who knows they're not going to do that till after lunch. You don't never know when it's going to happen. Everyone is saying the same thing, though. If you've been trading, you know that everyone sitting at home trading is watching that gap. Everybody probably took that short right there, right at this little flag right here. That was a big signal to a lot of traders right there. The break of that little area, kaboom, nice short. Come down here, could have trailed you stops. Really didn't have anything invalidated. If that's how you trade, it'd been perfect little trade there. It'd have been like a make you weak trade if you had a little size to it. That trade bottomed out. Come off the bottom, you'd probably got stomped out somewhere in here. So it was the break of that candle. 97 points. 97-point run right there, chat. Ain't too shabby. Ain't too shabby.
Pretty good. I don't know if I would take that.
There are a lot of people trade like that. You and I are micro trading. But like if I was going to do one, like right now, I wish I'd take this. That was the formation of a flag. But on 1 minute, I'd like to see 3 or 4 candles sideways before I jump in it. And there's one right there. It got wicked. Is that the push to the top? And now do we roll over? That's what I'm starting to get interested in here. VWAP's coming into play. It is a magnet. VWAP is almost at your 15-minute high. So that area right there would be very interesting for me. You're going to see some action if we get in this area. Might have a 15-minute breakout play here to the upside. 15 minutes. Breakout of the 15-minute opening range, the old orb play. Certainly the 5-minute play to the breakdown was perfect. So you had like 3 plays in here, chat. Let me tell you what I mean. One is you could straddle it because it was real tight coming into the open like I did. I straddled it. The short triggered first. I went right to my flatten button. I watched my profit. I saw 850. I hit flatten, and I was listening to the sounds coming from book maps.
Coming back.
Comes the sellers. Let's just see if it breaks. Just like that, took another $1,100 out, chat. So we're $2,500 on the day, and all we're doing is being patient and waiting for that imbalance. It's like taking candy from a baby, especially when you also have setups. It ain't like we're just waiting for the sound and blindlessly jumping in. That's why I'm trying to explain to you the setups you could have if you don't use Bookmaps. And that's a rollover. A lot of you are going to say, wait, Jim, that was just what you said. You said, is it going to go up and hit the top of your channel and turn back down? Or is it going to go to VWAP? I did say all of that. And you'd be right to take this trade with less size and stay in it. But I'm trading 10 NQs. So $500 per NQ is what you got to have in there for your margin. And so I don't take those kind of risk. And I'd rather go bigger size, bigger reward, but I'll get right out of the way. If that would have turned around on me for $400 or $500, boom, I flatten that dude out, take my loss. And usually I jump right back in because I'm just a little early. But the book maps help you with that sound. It really is a game changer if you're micro scalping. But you can still micro scalp. You can still see it with your volume indicators, right? And you could assign sound to your volume indicators. A lot of people don't know you can write a pine script or have one written for you.
20 to 12, 20 to 12, 30.
Yeah, you could have one, made for you for $50, and it'll read the candles and give you signals when it's going up and down. And there's a couple of them out there. I even had one posted. You can find some out there if you use your AI and say, I need something to an indicator that's already built that is free in TradingView to give me sounds of when there's an imbalance. The specific for book maps, though, is you can hone in on NQ, which is what we're trading, or you can hone in on ES, and you could tune that to take out the broader market stuff. And that's what Alex has done, and that's why I follow him. But I'm going to probably buy this. I'll probably buy book maps and start trading from book maps. I hadn't all the way decided what I want to do yet. Certainly makes it easy. See that all we had right there, which had two, we call them thumbs. When you get the thumbs, you usually get a reversal. So you got your two thumb candles. The breakdown of that little area is a nice little trade. Let me show you. I'll zoom in here so we can show how many points that gives us right there. Oh, let's see here. Where's my indicator? Right there. So you basically you would still be in it, really, about right there. Let's be honest. 14, 15 points. Most people only try to get 20 points a day and adjust their size for that. And that's, you can, that'll set up many times a day. The big deal is you just got to sit here and not do nothing. That's the big deal. If you sit here and not do nothing and you know what you're looking for, you got, like, we have 4 plays. Let me go back through the plays again. You had the bear flag. You had the breakdown of the 5-minute, right? You had the resistance at your EMAs. You had it never encroached the 10 EMA. So when it pulled off the 10 and broke the previous candle's low, you could have went in as an entry right there, right? You could have just played the 5-minute break, like I just said. And then you would be in it. You'd be chasing it if you try to get in any here. But this little sidestep right here, although it's not a proper flag, the breakdown of that previous candle might have given you enough opportunity. Some people with a sharp eye would have taken a little trade right there. And then you get down in here, and you don't know what it's going to do, and you hit right up against that 15-minute low, which was set by that candle right there, and it came right off of it that period. Now that's the low. Now that's the range, right? Head it right back to your linear regression channel as expected. It's either going to turn here or it's going to turn at VWAP, or if it got to VWAP, it's going to explode up. And so if you know all those things that could happen, you just be ready on the trigger to take your trades. And that's really that. It's really that simple. I know it doesn't sound simple if you're not trading, because you might not even know what you see on the screen. That's why you paper trade for a long time. Use one indicator, watch the markets. It's important that you get in there every morning for at least 2 hours on the charts, watching the market, thinking, what did it do yesterday? What did it do today? And what happened in the afternoon? What's my news? When's Trump talking? It's a lot of dynamics, but you just add one little thing to your repertoire at a time, one little thing at a time. And then you look up and you'll be able to digest a dozen or so different points of interest that will affect your trading, and it'll be second nature. That's all I can tell you. That's how you have to do it. I have all that in my guide, a complete walkthrough on exactly how to do it for the noob. And if you've been trading for a while, I'm sure you pick something out of it as well. It's a unique guide. It's not just what's in my head. I went out and watched for hours and hours all these different influencers to find out who was fluff and who was real traders based on my trading experience. And I narrowed that down to about a half a dozen. And then I went back for months, and I got all of their transcripts from all of their lives, not the videos that they made when they live traded on YouTube. And I got all their transcripts. And then I put their transcripts through AI, and I had their AI tell me what was the most similar successful trades. And I was able to spit out a list of about 5 different scenarios collective of what all of them was doing in a repetitive way to be successful and make money. And then from that consensus, I've made my guide by back testing what AI helped me do and coming up with the, what is very, very prudent. There's not many more setups out there that can do any better and that is adaptable to different markets as the ones that's in the guide down below. You can get that guide for free down below. Just like and subscribe, please. Like and subscribe and send your friends. Tell them you got a free guide. All you have to do is like and subscribe. Watch some videos to the end. All right. I think that's going to be it for me. Let me show you again on the day here. Came in $2,500 even. All right. Largest winning trade was 1,300. Average trade 1,250. All right. Standard deviation winning trade 50. Average winning trades 2 seconds. In and out in 2 seconds on those trades, chat. And that's because I go bigger lot size, right? Let's just come over here. Send that over to Tim. That's because it's bigger lot sizes. You can stay in longer. You stay in longer. You do risk it turning back on you, and that's why from all my trading and just figured out like, wow, I'm sitting here watching a $300 winner, but I got a target way down here. Why did you not use the targets? You had to go to your next pivot point. Now, I understand all of it. I know exactly what all my targets should be, where liquidity is, how to look at it, how to use the Bookmaps to find liquidity spots, and all the stuff that they tell you. But what this day, you could refer to me as a they as well. You just seen how easy it is to take money out when you got a lot of confluences going in the direction that you're going to trade. And I'm telling you, if you watched the tape from yesterday, you'll see that I had 2 losses, one for 300 and both of them were in the threes. One's a low 3, one's a high 3. Where I got right back out because if everything's lining up, it's supposed to go the direction you think it's going. It should not pull back at all. So as soon as you see some red, that's significant. Like I let it go through 200 and then it still got bad pours up to 300. That's not uncommon when it's moving fast like that. And both of those turned around on me. If you watched that video from yesterday, I did those 2. Both of the times I did those losses, they're about a 30 minutes separated from each other. I got right back in the same direction on the next 1 minute candle and I made that money back plus some. And so that's just being a little early. Even though I had the sounds and everything, it just went the other way first before it went my way. And that happens. This is a 70-30 kind of way of trading. And so you take bigger greens than reds and you wait for your signals and you just be patient. Like right now, not quite like I want it. To the upside, a deficit of 3 million. And that was just that little wicket run up. I would be scared to take longs. I really am worried about longs here. We're in the lower part. Of the 15-minute opening range. We're dead middle of the linear regression channel. And we're just chopping around here. Let's take a look at our Ashy candles. Yeah, look, just chop. Got tails everywhere. Tail city on your Ashy candle. Remember on your Ashies, for it to be clean, you only want top tails when you're going up. Just remember, you want up tails up, down tails down. I like that video. I forget who made that. I need to make one on Ashy. So it's real simple. Look right here. If you'd have got in, this could be a reversal candle to the up, but this candle proves it wasn't. Ashy traders would have just entered anywhere in there, put the stop right above that green one, and let in case it wicked a little bit, and kaboom, you wouldn't have got out until this reversal candle right here. If you use the Ashy, if you trade smaller size and you're trying to hold them longer, I highly recommend you learn how to use Ashy candles for when you're in the trade. You too, Tim. Okay, that's it. I'm going to turn the recording off. Peace, everybody.